Business rules. In this video tutorial you will learn how to get information on the users related to one case. We will use the following example as an illustration. A company has a reimbursement process to refund expenses to an employee. As the employee submits their own expense report, he or she will be the case creator. This case creator information is associated with the WF user system entity, in which all registered users' information is held in Visagi. Go to step 4 of the wizard, Business Rules, and select the Activity Actions option. The employee who registers the reimbursement is the case creator. We will store the information of this user in the employee attribute located in the reimbursement entity. Add an onEnter expression to the register expenses activity, as this is the point in the process where the information is assigned. Add an expression module. Navigate the data model and select the employee attribute. Click the function button in the ribbon and locate the Creator User category, which contains all the functions that enable you to get information of the case creator. As we need to get the identifier of the case creator, we use the user ID function that will return the user creator identifier. At this point, we have assigned the employee attribute with the case creator user information. Complete the properties information of this module. The second example illustrates how to get the information of the user logged into the application. When the reimbursement is approved, an employee of the accounting department will reimburse the total amount claimed. We need to set the accounting clerk located in the reimbursement entity to the current user that was working on the case. Add an expression to the onExit action of the reimburse expenses activity to retrieve this information. Navigate the data model and select the accounting clerk attribute. Now we need a function that retrieves the information of the current user who worked in the case. Click the function button on the ribbon and select the current user information category. This category contains all the functions that enable you to get information of the user that is currently working in the case. Select the user ID function, which returns the user identifier of the current assignee. At this point, we have set the accounting clerk attribute. Complete the properties information of the expression. Now suppose that the reimbursement must be approved various times, and we will store details of each approver. Every time that the approved reimbursement activity is created, a new approval record is added to the approvals collection. The user who authorizes the approval is the user assigned to this activity. In this example, we illustrate how to get the information of the current assigned user to an activity. In this case, we should find the user assigned to authorize the reimbursement and assign this user to the last record of the approvals collection. Add an onEnter action to the approved reimbursement activity. Include an expression module. We need to create a variable in which the last approval will be assigned. The type of the variable must be object, as this will store a record of the collection. Declare the variable, name it approval, and initialize it to null. Select the newly created variable, use the Add Record function located in the Data Navigation category to include a new record in the collection. Select the XPath required. In this case, we select the Approvals collection. Remember to delete the diamond brackets and place a semicolon at the end of the expression. Now use the variable to add the new approval. Use the setXPath function to assign information to this new approval. Select the Approver attribute from the collection. Remember that as we use the Data Model option to get the XPath begins at the process entity, whereas the approval attribute's context is the many entity of the relationship, namely the approval entity. For this reason, we trim the XPath definition until the name of the collection and only retain the text Approver. To get the correct user that is assigned to approve the reimbursement, we will use the User ID of Assignees function located in the Assigned User Information category. This function returns an array of user identifiers related to the users assigned to this activity. When the assignation method is everyone, the collection length will be greater than 1, as more than one user is allocated to perform the activity. Set the index to 0. The MeAssigneesID function returns a collection containing the user identifier of all assignees of an activity. In this example, only one user at a time is assigned to authorize the reimbursement. This allows us to retrieve the single assignee by pointing to the first record of this collection, that is, record 0. We have completed the expression element. Complete the properties information of the expression module. The employee attribute will have the information of the case creator. The accounting clerk attribute will have the information of the current user logged into the application. And the approver attribute will have the current assignee to the approved reimbursement activity. This video shows how to get user information. Thank you for your interest in Bisagi.